Parting words and his big plans.
NAFTA is logically the first thing for us to deal with.
The Trump administration seems to have Canada in its sights. Peter gets perspective from our ambassador to Washington.
Putin feels that he can manipulate Trump.
Susan Ormiston gets a handle on these two-of-a-kind leaders. Plus, tourist dollars drive a gang war in Mexico. The authorities are the latest target. He may go quietly, but Barack Obama vows he will not hesitate to speak up from his decidedly less powerful position if he feels America's core values are being threatened. Obama held his final news conference as president today, reflecting on what he accomplished over the past 8 years and did not, responding with measure and tact when asked about his successor. The CBC's Paul Hunter was in the room.
By one count, this was the 165th time as president that Barack Obama would hold an official news conference. Today, with his replacement effectively waiting in the wings, it was advice for Donald Trump that was at the heart of Obama's remarks.
I have offered my best advice, counsel, about certain issues, both foreign and domestic.
Top of the list, don't act on your own.
And this is something I have told him. That this is a job of such magnitude that you can't do it by yourself. You are enormously reliant on a team.
Obama didn't overtly criticize Trump, but the bits of advice he chose today to make public may hint as to where he thinks Trump has shortcomings. Think hard before you act on foreign policy, he said, and understand that
the actions that we take have enormous consequences and ramifications. We're the biggest kid on the block.
Obama underlined he won't be shy about speaking out as a former president on issues he feels strongly about.
Certain issues or certain moments where I think our core values may be at stake.
Voter suppression, for example, systemic discrimination, freedom of the press. 8 years after that cold day in 2009, Obama left space today as well for reflection and optimism.
But I think that at the end of the day, if we work hard and if we're true to those things in us that feel true and feel right, that the world gets a little better each time. That's what this presidency has tried to be about.
To those who now worry about the years ahead,
at my core, I think we're going to be okay. We just have to fight for it. We have to work for it and not take it for granted. And I know that you will help us do that. Thank you very much, press corps. Good luck.
and with that, Barack Obama effectively said goodbye, at least as president. He's got meetings tomorrow, and he'll be at the inauguration Friday, but 8 years later, Diana, that's it.
Thanks, Paul. Paul Hunter in Washington. Well, one of Obama's predecessors is in hospital tonight. George H.W. Bush was never planning to attend Friday's inauguration due to his health, but the 92-year-old was moved into intensive care today with respiratory problems stemming from pneumonia. He was out in public as recently as 2 weeks ago. Bush went to hospital over the weekend, though, complaining of shortness of breath. He was moved to the ICU after having a medical procedure. His wife, Barbara Bush, was also admitted for fatigue and a persistent cough. In case you doubted Donald Trump when he said it, Trump's pick for Commerce Secretary confirmed today that opening up NAFTA is the president-elect's job one. But Canada is not sitting back and waiting. As Katie Simpson tells us, preemptive work has already begun.
The Prime Minister has gone to great lengths at times to avoid talking about Donald Trump. Today, that changed.
So why don't you tell me, what's the impact of the Trump presidency on our economy?
Justin Trudeau went out of his way to engage students on his listening tour about the incoming president and trade.
So any thickening of the border, yes, will hurt us, but will hurt Americans too.
As Trudeau delivered that message, the man who is poised to become U.S. Commerce Secretary told his confirmation hearing NAFTA is at the top of Trump's post-inauguration agenda.
As to Canada and Mexico, President-elect has made no secret in his public remarks. NAFTA is logically the first thing for us